As we age, our bodies become more fragile and less forgiving of the habits we once considered harmless. One of the most overlooked but critically important factors in maintaining health after the age of 60 is sleep, specifically the way we sleep. Most people think of sleep as something passive, a time when the body shuts down to rest. But in reality, sleep is an active, dynamic process, particularly in older adults. And more than just the number of hours you sleep, the position you sleep in, the duration of uninterrupted sleep, your environment, and even the time you go to bed can have profound effects on your heart health and overall longevity. Many seniors fall into routines that may seem comfortable, but are, in fact, damaging to their health. Sleeping in a recliner, for example, or spending nights on the couch to watch TV until I doze off are common patterns. Others may prefer sleeping on their right side or back, unaware that such positions may exacerbate underlying health issues. Over time, these subtle missteps compound, slowly damaging the cardiovascular system, impairing lung function, contributing to cognitive decline, and worsening musculoskeletal conditions. And because these impacts accumulate quietly, most people don't realize there's a problem until a major health event, such as a stroke, or heart attack, brings everything to a halt. After the age of 60, the heart is no longer as resilient as it once was. Arteries stiffen, blood pressure becomes more variable, and the risk of arrhythmias increases. Sleep is the period during which the heart should recuperate. However, if you're sleeping in a position that compresses your chest, restricts breathing, or places undue pressure on your spine and internal organs, that vital recovery doesn't happen. Instead, the body remains in a state of subtle stress. Your sympathetic nervous system stays active longer than it should, elevating your heart rate and reducing the quality of deep sleep. Over the years, this contributes to chronic inflammation, a key driver of cardiovascular disease, dementia, and many other age-related illnesses. Let's take a deeper look into why sleep position matters so much in later life. The most dangerous position for older adults is sleeping flat on the back, also known as the supine position. While it may seem like the body's natural resting posture, for those over 60, it can exacerbate snoring and sleep apnea, both of which lead to decreased oxygen supply to the brain and heart. Sleep apnea in older adults is often underdiagnosed because its symptoms, fatigue, forgetfulness, headaches, are mistaken as just signs of getting older. Yet untreated sleep apnea is one of the leading causes of high blood pressure and heart failure in the elderly. Side sleeping is generally considered better, but not all sides are equal. Sleeping on the right side can worsen acid reflux and put pressure on the vena cava, the large vein that carries blood back to the heart. Left side sleeping, on the other hand, is known to improve circulation and reduce the likelihood of GERD symptoms. For elderly individuals who suffer from congestive heart failure, sleeping on the left side can be uncomfortable, which creates a difficult balancing act between comfort and cardiovascular health. However, with a properly aligned body pillow, slightly elevated head positioning, and a firm mattress, left side sleeping can be adapted to be more tolerable and far more beneficial. The environment where sleep takes place also becomes more important with age. After 60, our circadian rhythms shift, making us more likely to wake up early and feel sleepy in the early evening. Exposure to light plays a critical role here. Bright artificial lights, especially blue light from phones and televisions, suppress melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep cycles. Using electronic devices in bed delays sleep onset, fragments sleep quality, and increases nighttime wakefulness. Seniors who frequently fall asleep in front of the television with the lights on are depriving their brains of the full regenerative benefits of darkness-induced sleep. Temperature is another overlooked factor. Older adults often experience changes in thermoregulation, meaning they feel cold more easily, yet paradoxically, they're also more susceptible to overheating at night. A room that's too warm can disrupt REM sleep, while one that's too cold can cause muscles to tense up, aggravating arthritis or causing middle-of-the-night shivers. The ideal temperature range for seniors is between 65 degrees Fahrenheit to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees to 21 degrees Celsius, coupled with breathable bedding materials and layered blankets that can be adjusted as needed. We must also discuss the role of pre-sleep habits. Many seniors unknowingly sabotage their own rest through evening routines that disrupt their natural sleep rhythms. Drinking caffeine in the afternoon, consuming alcohol to wind down, or eating heavy meals late in the evening can wreak havoc on nighttime digestion and blood sugar regulation. The body must work harder to process these substances, which interferes with the natural cooling and slowing processes that precede restful sleep. Compounding these issues is the problem of medication. Older adults are often prescribed medications that can interfere with sleep, including beta blockers, corticosteroids, or antidepressants. These may cause vivid dreams, nighttime awakenings, or early morning arousals. Even over-the-counter drugs like decongestants or sleep aids can have paradoxical effects, making it harder for seniors to fall asleep or stay asleep. What makes all of this more concerning is that many seniors simply don't connect the dots. When they wake up feeling exhausted, they assume it's because they're getting older, not because they've spent the night in a position that has restricted blood flow or compressed their lungs. When they suffer from frequent urination at night, they might chalk it up to prostate issues without realizing that their elevated sleeping position is causing fluid to accumulate in the legs during the day and redistribute at night. This lack of awareness is dangerous. Poor sleep in older adults isn't just about feeling groggy the next day. It leads to elevated cortisol levels, decreased immune function, slower wound healing, and impaired cognitive performance. Worse still, it increases the risk of falls, one of the leading causes of injury-related death in people over 65. Sleep-related cardiovascular strain is insidious. Each night that you sleep in a position that hinders your breathing or blood flow, you're slowly building up damage. Think of it like rust accumulating on a pipe. It doesn't burst on day one, but after years of slow corrosion, it finally gives way. Similarly, a senior who has spent years sleeping poorly may suddenly suffer from atrial fibrillation, congestive heart failure, or a stroke, not realizing that their nighttime habits laid the groundwork. But this damage isn't inevitable. With the right knowledge, adjustments, and environment, seniors can reclaim the regenerative power of sleep. The first step is awareness. Begin by observing how you sleep and how you feel in the morning. Are you waking up with chest tightness, dry mouth, or headaches? These are often signs of disordered breathing during sleep. Do you toss and turn frequently? That may indicate discomfort or an improper mattress. Do you feel the urge to nap excessively during the day? That's your body compensating for poor nighttime rest. Next, make your sleep space a sanctuary. Eliminate light sources, use blackout curtains, remove electronics from the room, and establish a consistent bedtime. Invest in a mattress that supports your spine and allows for easy movement. If needed, consult a sleep specialist to evaluate your breathing, especially if your partner has noticed snoring or pauses in your breathing during the night. Finally, take your sleep position seriously. Train yourself to sleep on your left side with a body pillow for support. Elevate your head slightly to improve breathing and reduce acid reflux. Avoid falling asleep in chairs or recliners, as these positions promote shallow breathing and reduce circulation. And perhaps most importantly, stop thinking of sleep as something that just happens when you're tired. Treat it as an essential health activity, on par with diet and exercise. The years after 60 can be some of the most rewarding and joyful of your life, filled with reflection, legacy building, and cherished moments with loved ones. But to truly enjoy these years, you must protect your most foundational asset, your health. And that begins, quite literally, with how you sleep tonight.